Hello and welcome to Maverrik Live. I am Luke too. I may have had a haircut, but I'm not Dean Seddon. And today I am joined by Mr. Terry Heath.
Hiya, Luke. It's nice to have you on, not Dean.
Thank you. It's quite the comment. So you're I'm going to say one of our resident problem solvers in the office.
Try to be.
And what we are trying to convey here today is about essentially selling. And when you're being a product peddler, you're not going to get as many sales as if you're a solution seller or a problem solver.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, one of the things we come up against quite often with our clients is they'll come to us, I'm struggling with sales and stuff like that, and we look and say, well, what is the proposition? What's the message you're putting out? And what they're actually doing is telling everybody how great their company is. We've got this, look at our offices and stuff like that, and, we're part of this association and all the rest of it. But they don't actually tell people what they actually do or what is the solution that you provide.
Yeah, they've got amazing logos, they've got brand, they've got this high-rise offices, and they've got the best, executives in the world. But when it comes down to, what can you do for me? It's kind of lost in all of that building of authenticism, in a sense. They really want to be like the standout for that industry.
Yeah.
But what do they do within that industry is that makes the difference.
Absolutely. If you use the analogy, we use this in our training quite a lot. If I've got severe toothache and it's, you get that point where your head is throbbing because of the toothache, and I'm presented with two options. I've got a dentist who says, hey, come to my dentist place, and we've got these fantastic orthopedic chairs and we're part of this great network and stuff like that. Yeah, I've got the other dentist who says, does it really hurt? Can you feel it in the back of your mouth? Do you feel like your head's throbbing? I'm like, this guy's talking my language. Yeah, he understands my problem. Okay, we can have that out and solved in the next hour.
Yeah.
Guess who I'm going to?
Exactly, because you've removed like the intake process in a sense.
Absolutely.
A lot of the time when you're talking with someone, it's like, okay, what's your problem? If you don't already know it, you kind of feel like they're not as good as they are if they already came to you and said, well, I know you're having this problem, because a lot of people have this problem, and I've noticed that with the past clients, and we've solved it for all of them. We've solved it for all these people, this problem that you're having.
Yeah.
And if you are having that problem, you're like, great, this is the solution. And, and that's the whole point. It's selling that solution over than just being like, oh, we've got this hammer. What does the hammer do? Oh, it pulls out nails. Instead of just saying, you've got all these nails in your wall. They've got to get in the way. People could trip and they could stick their arms in it. It's going to be a whole nightmare for you. And we've removed loads of nails for people, and it works tremendously.
Yeah, absolutely. It's about, we use the terminology talking about people's pain points. So if I can talk about someone's pain points, using that tooth analogy again, if I can talk to the person in a way that I understand what they're going through, I understand their problem. I even rub the salt in the wounds a little bit by going, is it really hurting? And you're like, oh, this guy, yeah, I'm really, it's hurting. I'm talking a language they understand. They're identifying with me already. And then presenting the solution becomes a lot easier. And we know statistically that 83% of people will buy from the first person who presented the solution. So if you're presenting the right thing, so I could be promoting the dentistry. And as I said, that example of, hey, we're part of this great brand and we're part of this chain and all this, and you can get appointments whenever you want, but I want the person who just says, I know what you're going through, let's have that out in the next hour.
Exactly. It's a great content push as well that you can have, because having that message, having that solution can really feed into how you create and present yourself online. You can use it well for sales, and sales is amazing. But in order to get obviously to that point, you need to do content marketing, you need to do content strategy. You need to put yourself out there. So like you said, they'll go to the first person that comes with them with that solution.
Yeah.
You can be the first person because you've been showing up on their feeds, you can be showing up on their social channels just by selling that solution and promoting your content, which is that solution. And you can use it in so many different ways and forms. Like you can have images that showcases a problem. You can have documents, workbooks to help them out. Like you can make so much content over using the solutions rather than just chucking out loads of brochures over loads of pages.
Having stuff like your customer reviews, Trustpilots and platforms like that are great places because these actual clients commenting about you and the service they've received. Great. So if you're 5-star glowing on that, use them in your content. Do those case studies that evidence, because there's somebody else who's going to come along and go, I have that same problem and I saw how they tackled it and the solutions that they brought.
Yeah, if you go on to, we've got our own Trustpilot, and you can see a range of testimonials where people have mentioned about our courses. But sometimes people will put on their website fake testimonials. I've saw quite a lot on my Salesforce videos because I saw this. It was like a psychic medium, and he'd obviously written in himself about how this has changed his life. So as long as you have that reputable testimonials, because they have websites dedicated to making sure that it's real people. So if you look on there, you can see the work that people have done. So that gives a little bit more emphasis because you can showcase that you are the best person without just keep on saying it.
Yeah, you've got a choice at the end of the day of pushing just the product, or you push out the messaging of what that product does.
Yeah.
You create an image of what life would look like if that product or service, you engage with that product or service.
Yeah, I've seen so many LinkedIn messages just saying like, "Oh, do you need this?"
Yeah.
Like, do you need this? If you think I need this, or if you have to ask if I need this or not, you're not really doing your research or job correctly, are you?
Absolutely. There's a lot of voices out there will probably offer the same product or service. So what differentiates you? Now, everybody, if they're talking about the product itself, and you start talking about the way it solves the problem, you start to differentiate yourself. You then start to talk about how you're delivering it, and the uniqueness about the way you present it or bring it across. Now you've got something that makes you stand out rather than just being lost in the crowd of everybody does that.
Yeah, when you have this great service or you have this great product, then people say, "Oh, it sells itself." It's like, well, it doesn't sell itself. It's because people are having an issue that it solves. Like, it's the best solution. Like, nothing sells itself, does it? Like, I never thought myself, "Oh, I've just bought this because it just sold itself to me." No, I got it because I had a problem and it solved it.
Obviously, there is a point where if you do this well, your name becomes known.
Yeah.
And you start working with your brand. So you'd expect any product from Apple, to be a good product and does the thing. But I think Apple themselves are great at this. They're selling you a lifestyle. They're selling you solutions to life of how much easier life comes because you've got the Apple Watch and you've got the Apple phone and it all links in together. They're selling you something that you can actually buy another type of phone. You can buy another type of digital, watch. There's plenty on the market. But why would you go to Apple?
It's the same with the smart tech push, isn't it? Because people say how much easier it is now. We've got all your hands full. You just need a light switch on, but you're holding stuff, and it's just selling that whole the lifestyle of it would make your life easier and better. It would solve the problem of living, I should say.
Yeah. You sound like you've been in my house and we all walk around, go, "Echo, turn the light on."
Oh, you call it Echo, do you?
Oh, we've got Echo.
You can change the name of on the Alexas.
Yeah, so we've got Alexa, we've got Echo in our house, and Amazon.
And Amazon as well.
So
do you differentiate each one?
Oh yeah, it gets confusing sometimes.
Yeah, I had a smart plug and I call it Kevin, and I realised how annoying it was saying Alexa, turn Kevin on, because it kind of has a weird connotation. So I just changed it to Kettle because otherwise it kind of got a bit weird in the house, just shouting out, "Hey Alexa, turn Kevin on."
Yeah, the neighbours might get a bit worried about that. Oh, brilliant.
Well, thank you so much for coming.
It's been good.
On this one. Once again, we'll be talking. We're trying to make Fridays more of a creative and content based. So I'm going to be talking to actually Bradley Y. It's a bit exciting. Who was one of the proprietors of this studio currently, all the tech stuff essentially, and he's going to talk about how to create a live show. So if you ever wanted to do this yourself, now is the time.
Tune in on Friday.
Tune in on Friday. But thank you so much for coming down today on Wednesday.
It's been good.
And have a great time. Thank you for joining Maverrik Live. I've been Luke too.
And I've been Terry Heath.